did a few quick Google searches and I couldn't find a Black woman at all. So the fact that you did should feel like a win.
I found one Black woman, Sarah Jackson, a
You
nurse.
only needed to find one person, and you did.
She's buried deep in an article about Howard Association nurses. She only got mentioned once because 2 of those nurses didn't like the fact that Sarah didn't treat them like they walked on white water. 15 pages about these 2 white women, and Sarah gets 1 paragraph on the last page. And who even knows if what they say about her is true? They make her sound like some bougie heifer with an attitude who didn't want to help anybody but herself. How much you want to bet that ain't it?
At the end of last year, when the pandemic set in, our outgoing chair had the wonderful idea that we provide an unusual and exciting opportunity for our students by commissioning a playwright to write a play for and with them. And so we decided to reach out to playwrights and ask for proposals for a play about the 1878 pandemic.
No, I didn't set out to tell the story we ended up telling. I kind of always been fascinated by the yellow fever epidemic, and the commission said, we want to tell the story from the perspective of African Americans and immigrants. And I thought, well, there's obviously going to be tons and tons of data about these 2 populations. But in my first stabs at research, I was very quickly disturbed, and I was so frustrated that I couldn't find any Black women, and yet here I am, a Black woman trying to tell the story. That's when things shifted, and it became a point of me telling the story that I'm a Black woman in 2020, looking back on my own city's history, and I can't find anything. And I know it was there, but there's nothing to tell me specifically who I might have been.
All I know is that when the 25,000 white people left the city, some of them left their servants behind. Asked them to watch their houses and belongings until they came back. Imagine what that was like. Not being able to say no, or maybe not even wanting to say no because your whole life and your family is in Memphis, and knowing you likely won't die, but you still might get the fever, and hoping if you do, you won't have to fight someone trying to break into the damn house. Who can carry all that?
So once I figured that out, that like it's not just the story of 1878 that's happening, but it's the story of these actors in this 2020 moment where so much was happening and changing daily, that's when it kind of all clicked in and became easy for me.
I've learned that I really can push forward in difficult situations and with difficult text, because I'll be honest, I was a little bit uncomfortable walking into such a heavy experience, but now that I've done it, I have realized oh no, this is something I can do. This is something I enjoy doing. So that's what I figured out.
I think I learned that even though it's really hard to tell a story about trauma, especially, I know, and during the rehearsal process, it's definitely difficult sometimes. We're here we go again, but it is extremely important. And I don't think that I really realized how important it was until I went through this process.
There are people out in the world who are willing to do this work, who are willing to push themselves as I have pushed myself, as I have pushed them. I feel at home because I'm doing this with the University of Memphis and people who are at home and people who understand what home means. But I'm writing for people who I love, who remind me of home, who are home.